close. Alright, bro, so this is you, lesson 1, and right now I'm going to be saying things like stop and do that in your practice, I mean later at home. Cool, so things that are going to be implied in all of our future lessons we're going to talk about this time, like that you're going to break stuff into sections and finish as you go. The complete opposite of do the whole thing over and over and hope you get better at it. You're not going to be looking at the page, actually look away on the rhythm page. I don't mean magically conjure the info. I mean as soon as you know it goes down, 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 up, you're looking at your hands and thinking about that, not the arrows on the page. What's happening there is like subconsciously, it's like I'll look at the arrows and I'll be doing it correctly because I'm thinking about down, anyway, so you just kind of, as soon as you can play it, just play that shit. Great, so like, wherever you find your brain making subsections, that's where you want to master it as you go. And that's going to include doing stuff like starting in the middle of an idea, it's like I don't know, like you're going to learn the first half of that really well. Pause, do it, then you're going to do the second half, pause, do it, and then try to do the whole thing for the first time. So just one manifestation of that is not always starting at the beginning. Good news is before we do any of that shit, we're going to just be playing rhythm with this E chord here, which looks like that. If you want to learn an extra chord by accident, that's going to come up in Box of Rain. Here's E major. E minor is just you take your index finger off. And you might be like, oh yeah, that one. It's like, so yeah, hey, if you want a bonus while you're doing these rhythms, you can do either of them. Our first rhythm is just all down. So we talked on the page to the left of your rhythms, it's just like 1 and 2 and 3 and that's what I was talking about, the concept of downbeat, upbeat. It's like when we hear something like Box of Rain, we kind of hear like 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we strum down on the downbeat, up on the upbeat. Excuse me, just ate a big breakfast. So this whole first rhythm just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is you just getting used to getting used to holding the instrument. And like we talked about, wider range of motion than you're going to anticipate. This one you'll be able to do in your, but I want you to like do it once, stop, do it again until you're like, yeah, man, I'm really the guy who can strum 4 times down, no problem. Great. Rhythm 2. We're hitting everything. Down, up, 1 and 2 and this is like chopping wood. If you just like brutalize all the strings, we don't care. You're trying to err on the side of strumming decisively, not carefully. Cool. Hey, here's how you hold the pick at right angles. You're doing it correctly during the lesson, right angles with your hand. We talked about how you're going to make like a relaxed fist, not do this, though it wouldn't be a huge difference. We just want to resist kind of like anchoring in there ever for now. Cool. So here's us going down, up, 1 and 2 and so yeah, making it all the way up to here and all the way down to there. Big old fucking motion. So your goal is I can do it once well, or so you could even do half of it. You could just be like pause, what did I do wrong, repeat until it actually becomes easy, and then do the whole thing. Maybe you'll just blow through these, that would be awesome too. But yes, the point is, don't loop it. This is only come up now because 4 downs in a row you can loop without having to think about it. So our goal here with rhythm 2 is you can do it, multiple times over and over. Before you do that, you're gonna go, I can do it once well, I can do it twice well, then start looping it. Just having done it 2 total times, your brain will have simulated the I can actually do it more than, and then looping it will seem like a formality, whereas going from just being able to do it once to looping it is a pretty big leap. And I can't believe more people don't say exactly that to their students. So there we are, a perfect example of shit that I'm only going to have to say to you once. So yeah, you're going for I can do it once well, I can do it twice well, then trying to loop it. When you're looping it, it's going to just be, chopping wood 1 and 2 and awesome. So rhythm 1 was just down, so rhythm 2 was just that. We're at 440 on your video, and I'm just going to make a note of that for rhythm 3 here, if you want to skip to there. Cool, man. So now we're going half of one, half the other. We're going down, 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 up, which happens to be the first half of the Box of Rain intro thing, and the one that's everything in the verse of Box of Rain goes, down, 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 up, box rain one. And don't let that make your subconscious go, oh, this one's going to be hard. It's in an actual song. It's half the first thing, half the second thing. You're going half rhythm 1, half rhythm 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So what you are prone to was like kind of getting like pausing during the 3 and 4 end when it was just not really out of necessity, just out of like fight flight stuff. So the down up part, it's exactly what you were just doing when you were going down up, that same exact pace. So we're going down, jiggy, down, up. So cool, same process. Get comfortable doing it once, get comfortable doing it twice, loop it. And like I'm saying, when you do this, you'll already be good at these two, and it's essentially this, so you really actually know how to do it. Cool, and that's kind of like group 1. Then we got into a rhythm in 3/4, which just means, these things we've been doing, they recycled every 4 beats. It was like 4 beats long, then it repeated. Now we're doing a thing that's 3 beats long. It's down, down, up, excuse me, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So it's a down. Down, down, up. That's what we're doing. And it sounds like 1, 2, and 3, 4. Fuck, I'm saying that's not 3, 4. Anyway, there we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So here's the thing. It's like the upbeat between 1 and 2, the 1 and, it still exists and it still occupies the same amount of time. We're just not playing anything on it. We were going 1 and 2 and. Now we're just going 1 and 2 and. It's like us quantifying pauses with duration. But as soon as you can just hear, then you're psyched. And that's what I was just writing here, wasn't it? Anyway, so just out, you go at the top, repeats. My bad, but there it is, down, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Should be pretty easy. Same process. Down, jig, jiggy, jig, jiggy. Six. And then we got to this number 5 rhythm that's a little more complicated. Actually, now that I see the full scope of what we did, maybe fuck rhythm 5 and we'll come back to it because you've got the same type of idea happening in Box of Rain. So let's decide that we're going to hit the backside of page 1 after we mess with the verse part of Box of Rain. So at this point, you should be feeling pretty comfortable. Everything's going to be uncomfortable still with your right hand. And now we're approaching, I have to do left hand changes. So cool, there's this chord D, which is its own thing. Just stop and look at that. I wrote it down at the bottom of the page. Like we were saying with the reading tab, just start at the 6th string, the lowest line, and just go one at a time. My hand's doing this, 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 this. Pretty soon you'll just be able to size it up in a couple glances. Cool. So, looks like this. And then A minor, you look out of the window, is the same exact thing as E, but scooched it down one. Here's the thing though. We want to use that E as a reference point, but definitely not have your process at home be not this but this. You want to go straight to it. That's always going to be the case. We're going to have time for that. So yeah, it's like E, but you're on one string grouping down towards the ground. Picture it like there is no 6th string, and you might find yourself doing this effortlessly, like pretending the instrument starts here and just play E. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense what I just said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. So there you go. So here's the thing. Before we try to do it, and this is rhythm 3, which is down, 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 up, anywhere. So before you try to do any of that shit, you're just going to be the guy who can go D, fuck my left, this is really hard, switch to A minor, single strums, have a really unpleasant 15 minutes of just going back and forth between those chords. You don't even have to strum. This is the hard part, is how do I do this quickly, and we're just going to go straight at it. So your first chord change, you're just going, okay, this to that. And what you want to do is stay consciously engaged with it, not start guessing. Like, notice what you're prone to do. Like, if you're what we had in the lesson was you were like ending up too low with these and then scooting them up. If you do that, just let yourself make any other mistake the next time. It takes a lot of discipline because this is not fun and it feels difficult. So just anything but like, yes, I hope I get it. And that's why we're zoomed in on this right now. And that's certainly the hard part of what we're doing, is getting between chords as quickly as we need to. So we're trying to do it 1 total times so far. Cool. And we have the concept of the open strum. So I'm going and before you try to loop it, you're going to be like 1 good 1, psyched, 1 good 1, psyched. Cool. So just zooming in on that in slow-mo. It's the very last strum before you switch to another chord, obviously. So I'm like, excuse me. Here. We got 2 split seconds. And this is a fine tempo to be at, but you could also just be like, whatever gets done, as long as it's not totally arrhythmic. But there's us. The record's skipping. Awesome. So there's the stuff we did, section. And at about 11 minutes in, we're going to do the intro part, which is longer. Only do this if you got good at the rest. If you haven't gotten here, not such a big deal. So the intro went 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so there's the first half. But I'm going to actually draw my line 1 later than I anticipated. So that's our number 2 rhythm. Down, 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 up, down, up. And that's exactly what we were doing during the verse part. So you're going one of those. And A is the 3 across one. And then so part 2 after that is up, down, down, up, down, up. So. Cool. Alright, so that's going to sound like down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up. Great, so first half. It'll be a little awkward starting at the second half because it's like in the middle of the idea. But there we go, there's the whole thing. We got the thing you already know how to do. Up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. When I was tapping there, that's the downbeat. We're not actually playing anything. We're going 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 4, and up on the upbeat, down on the downbeat. If you just understand that, you're psyched in your practice. If you didn't, it does not matter. There's the stuff you're doing. Follow the video, pause when we're like, it's time to work on that. And hit me back with any questions.